Hi, I finished my sketchbook. Finally! It has been a very good friend over the last 7-8 months. So, I hope you enjoy my sketchbook tour. Let's go. Just before we dive in, hi, my name is Sophie. I'm an artist based in Victoria, Australia. I love my sketchbook. My sketchbook is my favorite little scribble sanctuary. It is where I love to experiment and play and just like be silly and not be afraid to make terrible drawings or nice drawings or anything like that. So here we are. This is the sketchbook. This is the one I've been using for the last 7 or 8 months. The brand is called Kunst und Papier, which I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing correctly. And it's like 20 by 20 centimeters, I think, 21 by 21 centimeters and 100 GSM paper. Look, honestly, I wouldn't get this sketchbook again. I feel like the paper was just too soft. The dimensions, the 21 by 21 centimeter square dimensions threw me off a little bit at the beginning. I was like, how do I fill this much space? But no, I managed to end up falling in love with it eventually. You can see I love to cover my sketchbook in stickers from artists that I've collected while I've been using the sketchbook. Also with this particular sketchbook, I painted the cover first because it was just such a large space that I just wanted to like mess it up, get colourful and be able to hold something that I felt enjoyable to hold and carry around with me. I actually made a video about how I started this sketchbook, so you can go watch that if you like. First page, I always put my little contact details on just in case I lose my sketchbook, because I've done it before. I've lost my sketchbook before. I left it in a park. Lucky for me, a lovely person found it and sent it back to me, which was amazing. So never want that to happen again. Yeah, first couple of pages I like to just be really silly with and really loose with stickers. I like to swatch a bunch of materials as well. So for me, my first page is always swatched with my favourite mediums at the time. So this one I've been using a lot of Holbein acrylic gouache. So to keep track on what colours that I have purchased in the past, I put them in my sketchbook. So when I go to the art shop, I can just like pull out my sketchbook or take a photo of it and see what colours I have and what colours I need. All here, all pretty. It's nice to see all the colours in one spot like this. This page is just another experiment. You can see how I tackle these first few pages in my previous YouTube video. You'll also see a lot of concept sketches for Patreon rewards. Every month I release a new postcard and a sticker for my patrons in the Orange Bird tier. They get a double-sided mini print. On the back, it's all the sketches and the concept art, and then on the front is the final piece, and I think that's really fun. And the sticker is based on that as well. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of concept art and a lot of art hang sessions. So this is an art hang session with my patrons. There's just like a lot of Patreon things in the schedule. That's one thing I love about it because it makes me draw all the time. I mean, I draw a lot anyway, but Patreon like forces me to actually sit down and make art, which is nice. Yeah, so I have an art hang club, which I've now rebranded as the Scribble Brigade. Which is a word I can't say very well. It's like a trampoline on my tongue. The Scribble Brigade. And yeah, we get together a couple times a month and we just draw together. Some of them are free drawing sessions. Others are like timed, themed drawings. And they're always so lovely. Yeah, so anyway, if you're interested, come along and draw with us. It's a really nice time. This was a fun day. I just got to a friend's house early before a party and I just sat down and doodled butterflies for an hour. It was lovely. I love to stick in stickers and little notes and funny little things I find along my way as well in my sketchbook. It's like a really nice way to bulk it up and just keep it. It's like a memory bank. It's like a journal. So I love that. I've been doing a self-portrait challenge as well, where I try to make a couple of self-portraits a month, and I've been putting them in my sketchbook. In the past, I've had a separate self-portrait sketchbook, but I kind of like keeping everything together and keeping it all like in one linear kind of thing. Yeah. These were from an advent calendar. I got an ink advent calendar, which was so fun. Another art hangs, and here I'm using the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 pastels, which are really fun. And you can see that I've also like pre-colored the paper with like splashes. It's all using the acrylic gouache. Whatever painting I'm working on, I usually just smoosh my brush onto the page of my sketchbook so that I can draw on top of it later. I talk about it a lot in previous videos, but I like to do it because I don't like a white page. I like color, I like fun textures and things to draw on top of. And it like creates almost a challenge for me to try and make look better than it already does. Like color looks nice, and I want to do some nice drawings or paintings over the top of it. I don't know, it just like adds a little bit of fun and interesting mistakes. They're not really mistakes, they're just like, I don't know, happy accidents or something. Here's another self-portrait, which I think I lost the likeness for a little bit, but I had fun drawing all the flowers. Can Art Heal Us? That's another video I did, which you can watch. I'm really proud of that video. And this is a self-portrait I did with this Pentel brush pen, which is actually running, at the time it was running out of ink, and the bristles have gotten a bit frayed and funny, and I just went with it. Instead of, you know, getting annoyed at the brush pen and throwing it away or whatever, I was like, oh, let's just play with the texture and see how it looks, and I'm really happy with how it looks. Oh, this is from an art prompt that I did with my patron. I do art prompt day every month with my patrons, and I collect all these pieces of paper which I use underneath my paintings. Sometimes I use my sketchbook, sometimes I just paint on like really bad quality butcher's paper and just wipe my brush off onto them. So for art prompt day this day, I was like, just paint on a bunch of paper, cut it out and make some illustration collage things, and these are the ones I did as my example, and I really loved them. I had a lot of fun making these and playing. It was just like I sat down to that day being like, I'm not in the mood for making, and then I started doing it and I just had the loveliest time. Here's a still life art hang / Scribble Brigade session where I put together a bunch of vases, photographed them, and we all drew them. Another scribbly self-portrait, extra scribbly. I really love the colours that I put down before that. I'm not sure what painting I was working on, but good colour, Sophie. Cute little note from Emily. This page was from like a bad art day. Just was not having a fun day painting. And this day I went to a little river. It was boiling hot. I sat down and I was like, I'm going to do some abstract landscape river drawing, and I sat down and all these March flies started biting me, so I went with my little gingerbread man back home. Did some life drawing with my art hang gang, and I love life drawing. I love the weird things, the weird faces, the weird poses that come from it, and like, how is this happening? But it's really fun. I love life drawing. I spent a lot of time doing life drawing when I was studying animation. I just feel like home when I go back to doing life drawing. Those are just sessions that I'd found on YouTube. GES Draw Party, I recommend them. Here's some more scribbles and play with my brush pen that's getting a bit fluffy. And this is an art hang time where we challenged ourselves to draw fruit and food in general, which was very fun and made all of us extremely hungry. They're all done with the Neocolor 2s. A self-portrait, again, trying to keep it really scribbly and messy. Here is some doodles that I did with this mechanical dot pen, which I have made a video about and multiple reels about, and that was really fun. And another self-portrait with the same brush. I've just been loving this brush in this sketchbook. It's just been I bought it like 10 years ago and then I didn't touch it, and maybe because it got fluffy and I was too much of a perfectionist back then. But since its rediscovery during the time of this sketchbook, I have been absolutely loving it and loving the texture. And maybe that's what made me enjoy this sketchbook more, because it has a bit of tooth and the texture of that brush like really comes through in the paper. This was a self-portrait from a really sad day. I just had a very, very sad day that day. And this one was a few days later, I think, a couple days later. Feeling a bit happier. A bit more scribbly, a bit pink. I really like how that one turned out. This was my partner and I went to Phillip Island, and I was like, we're going to Chile soon. I'm going to practice doing some en plein air in real life with this new watercolor set that I got. And I really did not enjoy that piece that I did. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to make a terrible travel journal when I go to Chile. But you'll see, I'll talk about that a bit later. This is a spread of like pure comfort drawing. This is the kind of page that I make when I don't know what to draw and I want to draw my comfort thing, the thing that I know that I'm good at and that I have fun doing. Big curvy ladies filled with leaves and flowers and stuff. Here are some small studies, small landscape studies. Some from life, others are from photos of around Scotland, I think it was. Just using a little black fine liner pen. Really fun. It's a little bit of a nothing page. This was like a session of paintings that I did with this watercolor set that I mentioned before, because I wanted to practice my landscapes for Chile and I just wasn't feeling it, and I just was like getting in my head about how am I going to make really fast landscapes while I'm traveling. I don't know. This is a page that I really enjoyed making. I was kind of sick of being so loose, and I was like, I need to do some like more quote realistic kind of stuff. So that's a study from a James Tissot painting called Young Lady in a Boat that I've always loved, and I just added some stars and I just had fun playing with cross hatching and that sort of thing. Stuck in a ginkgo leaf that I enjoyed. Sticker from my friend Mel, Maud of Moss Forest, and another self-portrait, which was an art prompt day challenge for my patrons, where I got them to swatch all the colours of a certain material and then randomly pick out 4 colours and create a portrait or a drawing using those colours only. Here's my travel journal from Chile. I ended up figuring out how to make really quick, easy, lovely landscape paintings. It took me a while. It took me a couple of weeks while I was in Chile to kind of figure out my little paintbrush language, but I got there and I'm so happy with it. I made a little travel journal book for people, and thank you so much to all of those who bought one. I've sold out of them, but maybe I should bring them back. I'm not sure. They're really cute. If you want to make a travel journal, do it, because the best way to remember a holiday, rather than just writing, I think I get more out of looking at my paintings than I do from photos that I took. Yeah. Again, silly faces with life drawing. My favorite. Absolute best drawing in my sketchbook by far. That was using a brush pen, I think. I've been doing a project called the 100-Day Project, where for me specifically, what I'm doing is making 100 tiny illustrations. Kind of started off doing them every day, but that hasn't been happening lately. I think I'm up to day 72. I've still got a while to go until I get to day 100, but you'll see a lot of sketches in here as well, like trying to come up with ideas for my 100-day project. Some more master's studies using a really fine liner, which were really fun. Love drawing over the painted backgrounds again. Some concept art for my 100-day project. Another self-portrait. It was me with my plant, and the leaf had just unfurled a couple of days before, and I was like, I'll be arty and make a portrait of me behind a leaf. This was such a nice day. I made a video about this day, which you should definitely go and look at. I went with a couple of friends to the Botanical Gardens and just walked around and sat and painted and drew the sights as we went along. And it was just such a lovely day. I was using watercolors and Neocolor pastels as well. Swatched some colors from my friend's set, which I didn't have, so I wanted to remember which ones to get later. I had a lot of fun playing with negative space and color, and just being in nature. Drawing in nature is so good. Some more concepts for 100 Day Project here. And another en plein air day. I chucked all my stuff in my bike basket and I went up the road. At the time I lived in the forest, and I went to a little community garden in the middle of the forest and just painted there, and that was lovely. I've got a full video of that as well on my Patreon page, which I'm really proud of. Really cute. Just a very cute day. I had an ice cream. It was nice. Some more concepts, and this is a plein air painting I did while I was out with friends. I've found that it's been really nice spending time with friends while also painting. I've kind of always done this, but I'm trying to be a bit more unapologetic about it. It's just my brain goes too fast, and sometimes I just need something to do while I'm talking and listening to people. So doing en plein air stuff has been working really well for me, going out with friends, going to picnics and stuff like that. This is a cute little thing left to me on my desk by my friend's child of my dogs, Bibi and Pia, and I just love the way she spelt Bibi and Pierre. It's Pia. I love it, it's so cute. Here's another art hang / Scribble Brigade, where we redrew some screen caps from the animation The Last Unicorn, which is my childhood favourite thing. I loved that film so much, so it was such an indulgence to get everyone together and paint screenshots from my favourite childhood film. Playing with colour palettes, of course, all over the place, all over the damn place. Now this is art hang from Melissa Lynn. It's sort of an offshoot from my art hang group that I hosted weekly on Patreon. When I went to Chile, she kind of branched off and made her own one, which has been really fun to also see grow and develop, so you should definitely check it out. Some silliness. Essential silliness. Yeah, I love sticking in little notes that I come across in my life into my sketchbook. Just, again, such a nice way to journal and remember things. This was from an art prompt where we made flowers for our vases for poor people who can't afford real flowers. Why not make our own? Some cute notes from some internet friends, which is always lovely. Again, I love sticking stuff in my sketchbook because it makes your sketchbook extra fat and chunky, and there's nothing better than an extra fat, chunky, crunchy sketchbook, right? Right. Here's some concept sketches of David Bowie. I am part of a group show called Bowie BB, and everyone is painting a picture or making an artwork based on David Bowie. I had to be involved, big fan. So yeah, there'll be a video about that shortly, just you wait. Some more art hang times and my dry brush pen times. Really fun. I've started going to portrait sessions at our local gallery. It's been really fun. We all take turns drawing each other. It's like 20-minute sittings. And this was my first day. I managed to do 3 drawings. I really enjoyed this middle drawing of Jill. I think I nailed it. The 2 guys on the side are fine, but I think I really smashed it out of the park with that drawing of Jill. I was so proud of myself. Yeah. There's more art hang times where we were drawing each other's pets, which was really nice. I never really draw cats. I just had a really nice time drawing these cats. Another Bowie, of course, another self-portrait, which there is an exclusive video on Patreon of me drawing this one in real time, painting I should say, using a graphite block like watercolour. Really nice. Love the colours of this page. Another art hang time, drawing each other's pets, more cats. I think I need to draw more cats. I've recently made a new line of greeting cards, and here is my page of sort of scribbles for that. a Scribble Brigade / art hang time. This is the day that we did the theme Vintage Curio, which was really nice. Another portrait session, which I'm really enjoying. I've just been pre-splashing my pages with colours and going in to the portrait sessions with my Prismacolors and this brush pen, which is 1, running out of juice, and 2, being very fluffy, which I am loving. So yeah, 20-minute drawings each of those ones. Some more concept art for my 100-day project, which is going very slow. I will finish it one day. And you may have seen last week a video of me finishing the last 2 spreads of this sketchbook from that time. These are the drawings from that session. Yeah, self-portrait and a landscape, and on this page I went to like a national gardens called the Briars and just sat there and painted. I was really not having a day that I felt like painting, but I wanted to be in nature, so I just went out and I just put my paintbrush down on the paper to see what would happen, and it's fine, it's nice. And I always end my sketchbook with a little cute positive affirmation-y thing. Like, I never write the end or anything like that because it continues on to the next sketchbook. Thank you so much for being here, watching my sketchbook tour, and a great big extra scribbly love, hug and kiss to all my patrons. I just adore you so much, and without you I couldn't be here, so biggest kisses to you forever. I just wanted to really quickly show you upcoming. This is me trying to figure out what I want my next sketchbook to be. I bought a few different options and I'm like, oh, do I go with one that I've already used or something different? I ended up going with this one, which is different. I've actually used this sketchbook before in the A5 sized form, but not for years and years and years. So I'm really excited to get into this sketchbook. I had fun experimenting with ink on it. The paper is really thin and really smooth, like it's really swooshy and swoopy, which I think will be nice for the brush pen and other pens, big pens. I think it'll be really good for Prismacolor pencils as well, so I'm really excited to see how we go. But because the paper's so thin, it's gotten so crinkly already, and I've just used like 3 or 4 pages with paint on it, and it's super crinkly, and I am loving it. Go and enjoy your sketchbook. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.